Welcome to MMA Labology. I'm Anthony Busciglio with Mike the Mask Iurato. What's up, dude?
All masked up.
He's all mad. He's afraid of catching something from me because
Bush has the fucking shits today.
I've been sick for the last couple of days. I thought I shook it and then went to the gym. Probably shouldn't have went. Had a shake, and now I'm shaking in my belly. I don't feel too hot.
Didn't we go over this a couple episodes ago?
What?
Where I said that this kid he refuses to get COVID. He won't get COVID, but he's always fucking sick.
I don't get it.
He's always sick.
I don't fucking get it, and I'm angry.
It makes no sense.
Why are you angry?
Because
what's that thing with Robert De Niro? What movie is that when he's like, I feel anguished.
Because I'm pretty healthy guy. You know, I work out. I eat tons of supplements, vitamins. I eat healthy, and lately, the last couple of months, I just been getting like these bouts of getting sick, but not COVID. Like a couple of days here, a couple of days there. I don't get it. You know, I don't know where I got sick the other day. I was in bed for 2 days. Not in bed. On Tuesday, I was laid up in bed. I thought I had COVID for sure. I got the test done negative. Yesterday, the same thing. And today, I thought I shook it. And, I was good all day at work. I felt good. And then all of a sudden now, again, my fucking stomach. I got my kids running around the Spectrum. We're going to see Moonfall, the grand opening tonight. Like my one son, Christian's like everything. We got to go. Always got to go on opening night. No matter what.
That's how you do it.
That's how we do it. And actually tonight, if you go see it at an IMAX, you get a free NFT of the movie. So we're all going. Mike and my son wants it. So my wife's coming, my Pat, Shane from work. And I'm just like, my stomach's killing me now. I don't want to be fucking having the shits in the movie. So now I'm like not happy about this. But whatever, we'll suck it up. But we're here. We're back. We had a week off, right? We got actually a very, very good. Now, the casuals are going to look at this card and say, oh, this is not really a good card. But the real MMA fans who know these fighters and who really watch UFC, they should know that this is actually a very, very good card.
Yeah.
Very good matchup. So for guys like us and the guys in our group who follow us and the guys in our Discord, this is going to be a great night of fights. I'm really looking forward to it. And then this is the prequel to next week, the rematch of Adesanya and Whitaker. Can't wait to see that. I'm hoping that you find a reason to pick Whitaker because I love Whitaker. And we'll see what happens there. But Adesanya is elite. But we're here to talk about these fights. Before we start, we have some stuff we want to talk about. We have a couple things we want to talk about, right? You want to talk about Pam and Tom?
I got to review it, dude.
Got to review Pam and Tom, which I haven't seen it yet, so don't fuck me up.
No, I'm gonna review like just what I thought of it. I'm gonna tell one part in it, but it's not even a part of the.
The Netflix show came out. Pam.
No, Hulu.
Oh, sorry, Hulu. It's about Tommy Lee and Pam Anderson. Everybody remembers the famous tape. You give a little review on that. Go ahead.
So, I was a huge Motley Crue fan.
Me too, by the way.
Huge,
I have Dr. Feelgood. I had the cassette tape.
Like back before that.
I was smoking in the boys' room or the face.
Shot at the devil and.
What was the cover with the mask?
That's Theater of Pain.
Theater of Pain.
Yeah, but even before then, I always liked them.
Live Wire was like one of their first big.
Yeah, you had Shout at the Devil, you had all that stuff. But
you got the looks that kill.
I had all the when I was growing, and I was never into glam metal ever. The farthest I went was Motley Crue, Dokken. I was always like
Dokken.
I was always like Iron Maiden, the Misfits, like the harder stuff. But I loved Motley Crue, and so I had all their stuff, dude. Like Motley Crue Uncensored. All the stuff where it was like you got the VHS tapes and it was like behind the scenes. So like I knew a lot about them. So when they said this show was coming out, I was like, not only is it Motley Crue, but it's what guy in the right mind when they were younger they'd want to fuck Pam Anderson.
What'd you think of The Dirt before this?
Terrible.
You didn't like it?
No.
Why?
I guess it was the acting I didn't like.
Yeah, the acting wasn't that good.
You know what I mean? I guess the acting, like Vince Neil in the show was like kind of weird, and it was, I don't know. I didn't
think it was terrible though. I thought it was pretty good.
It was watchable.
It was fun to watch.
I saw the whole thing, yeah. But this is different, bro. Like this is strictly predicated on the sex tape. That's what this is predicated on. It's directed by Seth Rogen. She is Pam Anderson to the T in the show. They released 3 episodes yesterday. You can't get closer to Pam Anderson than this girl played. I mean, from the way she looks to even the way she acts in her ditzy moments and stuff like that. when she was in Baywatch. Tommy Lee, they could have did better picking an actor, I think, for him. To be honest with you, I mean, the thing with Tommy Lee is that you look at the acting. Now that I think about it, you look at the acting and you think the acting sucks. But that's just the way he really acts. Like when Tommy Lee would like be in public, like he would act like that. He would act like weird. Like you'd be wondering if he's putting on an act.
Yep.
He was like stupid, like the way he acted. So,
I love Tommy Lee.
Bro, he was one of the guys in glam rock that actually had talent. Like he was a very good drummer, dude. Like the rest of the band was good for shit.
They're great.
Nikki Sixx wasn't good. Fucking Mick Mars wasn't a good guitar player. Vince Neil was a terrible singer. They were good all together, but Tommy Lee was a very good drummer. The thing with the show is that like there's parts in it that's good, but it's very exaggerated, dude.
Well, you told me a little bit today, like
there's one part in the show. This has nothing to do with the plot, But she's laying in bed, she's naked. It's the morning. He gets up. He's in front of a mirror, and you hear him talking to himself. But there's a voice talking back to him, and you're like, "Who the fuck is he talking to?" And he's talking to his dick. His dick's talking. And it's like borderline uncomfortable. It's like 4 minutes long, and it's an animated dick. And it's going around, and it's looking at him, and he's like basically telling him, "Don't marry her, please, don't marry her. Pussy you can get, don't marry her." And he's like, "She's perfect," and he goes, "Wrong." So like shit like that was like, I was like, all right, this is like, what is this, a serious miniseries or is this fucking or what?
Is it more like a satire or a parody?
No, it's supposed to be the real truth behind like everything, and so far it is. Like everything that they're saying is lining up to be exactly what happened. Seth Rogen plays in it, Dice is in it.
It's not the same actor of Tommy Lee as The Dirt.
No, I don't.
Different guy.
Yeah,
It's Winter Soldier from the Marvel movies. Sebastian.
Oh, the Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
He's the actor?
Yeah.
Oh, I like him in the Winter Soldier. So is he jacked? Because he was jacked in the Winter Soldier.
He's thin.
The Winter Soldier, he was pretty.
I mean,
jacked.
he looked from the neck down. He looks like him. He's got like the Mayhem tattoo and everything. He's got the hair, but I don't know. I think they could have did better. I think they could have did better. Getting another actor. But it is what it is. So anyway, the show right now, I'm undecided if I like it because the first 3 episodes came out. I watched all 3 of them last night, and then the last couple minutes of the last one looks like it's going to start to take the turn now. So I don't know. I'm undecided. As far as the first 3 episodes, it wasn't what I expected. I thought it'd be a little bit more serious, a little bit more better.
I'm going to watch it.
It's more the party end of it now before this whole thing goes down. So I'm looking to see how the serious end goes.
Yeah. All right. I got to watch it. I got to finish. I'm finishing watching Ozark. I got a couple left.
I saw them.
I got a couple left. Yeah, it's serious.
But it's not, what the deal with Ozark.
There's a part 2, right?
It's fucking ridiculous.
I was kind of upset about that.
Yeah. Well, it keeps you hanging on, right? Makes you want to watch the rest.
Yeah, but why not just, when are they going to release it, did they say?
Coming, I think sometime this year.
Sometime this year. So
I want to say like.
So it's really not part 2. It's season 3. I mean, if you think about it, come on.
You got to extend it. You got to let it run as long.
It's amazing how everything changed now with Net. It's like they release a season, you binge watch it, you're done in 2 days, and you wait a year for the next one. It's
done like a day and a half.
It's crazy, man. Everything has changed.
I'm trying to see.
What?
I'm trying to see when the next. So the episode 4. They don't even have a date for episode 4.
Oh, so Hulu's releasing it one at a time, not like.
No. They released 3. They released 3.
3. Okay.
And now I don't know when they're releasing.
All right. I got a kind of a cool story, right?
Go ahead.
Nothing to do with anything, but it's actually kind of a cool story. So, I moved into this new house, right? And I told you how I thought I got the house, right? Because in California, when you're right now trying to rent, it's like you're in competition with a lot of fucking people. It's so hard to rent. You know what I mean? You got to be different, I guess, right? So when I found this house, I was like, I want the house. They're like, well, you better put in your application because they're deciding tomorrow at noon, and you got a bunch of other people who are competing. I'm like, fuck, man. What do I do? You know what I mean? So what I did was I sent a picture of my family with the fucking thing with us and our cat. And I wrote a cover letter like, we plan on being here for the next 6 years. You know what I mean? So we're good tenants. You're nothing to worry about. I'll even offer you $100 more a month rent. I went in hard. You know what I mean? And I did that. And the next day we got the place, right? Okay. Never met the landlord before. So we had a problem. We've been having a problem with our heat.
Did you do the zone did you ask him?
So the guy came by, the heat guy, right? He said, yeah, you need a second zone.
I told you, bro.
Right? So yesterday I was home. Well, I was, because I was sick. I was home and doorbell rang.
So wait a minute, hold on. That house really only has one zone.
So listen, so the doorbell rings and it's the landlord. First time I met the guy. He's probably like 55, 60 years old. And I heard he's a real nice guy. He's like, hey, I'm Troy. I'm like, hey, how you doing? I'm Anthony. Nice to finally meet you. Nicest pie, bro. Nicest guy in the world, right? He comes in. He's like, hey, listen. He's like, let me just tell you the whole situation. Every house on this whole block, they were all built the same way. They all have one zone. We have the same problem you have. He's like, but listen, whatever it is, we're gonna figure it out, right? He's like, let me start with a new thermometer first, because this is old thermostat. Maybe it's reading the wrong thing. I go, no problem. He's like, yeah, do you mind? I'm like, no, come in. What do you mean? Come in. It's your fucking house. Come in. So guy comes in and he rips off the thermostat, tries to put the new one on. The new one is not working. So he takes the new one off, puts the old one on. Now the old one's not working. He's like, shit. He's like, you mind if I try? I'm like, yeah, go ahead. I'm on the couch and I'm watching YouTube videos about NFTs and blockchains or whatever. He's there for like 2 hours, bro, trying to fix it. I go, listen, don't worry. He's like, no, I'm not leaving here until this is working. I can't leave you guys without heat. And he's calling his wife, get somebody out here. We're not leaving them without heat for the night. And she's trying to call other, she can't find somebody. I'm like, look, dude. I'm like, if you can't get, and the guy was the guy's so nice, you can't even be mean to the guy. Mm-hmm. I'm like, look, if you don't get somebody here for tonight, it's okay. We're not going to die. And just have somebody come out in the morning. We got the fireplace here. Big deal. It'll be a little chilly. It's not a big, no way. And he's calling people. I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. I start talking to the guy, right? And the guy, it's just start talking personal with him. And he starts telling me that in 2015, he got diagnosed with lung cancer.
Oh, shit.
4 weeks, you have 4 weeks to live, they told him. 4 weeks to live, right? He did a fucking year of chemotherapy, right? And he fucking beat it. 12 months of chemotherapy, and he beat it. And then he told me, and then so he said before, right when they diagnosed me with 4 weeks to live, they asked me if I wanted to freeze my, what do you call it?
Sperm?
Yeah, freeze whatever.
Yeah.
He's like, I said no. He's like, so the doctor said, fine. He's like, so I went through the whole thing. He's like, I survived and I made it. After we were done, he's like, my wife said, and I was still alive for the whole next year. She's like, I really want another baby. He's like, well, let's go adopt. So what they didn't know is that the doctor, even though he said no,
he did it anyway.
The doctor did it anyway.
Oh, wow.
And they say he had 4 of them, 4 frozen ones. And they tried them, and 1 out of the 4 took.
But why would the doctor do that?
I don't know. He's a guy. He I told him no, and he did it anyway. And he saved them, and then it worked. He's like, we out of the 4, we did it, and 1 of them stuck, and we had another baby.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's fucking cool. Dude.
Yeah, the guy's yeah. I was
wow.
like, wow, bro, you got some fucking story. And then he was telling me all the things he did to beat it, and he's like, by the way, do you know that your filter is alkaline water? I have an alkaline.
I know. I was going to tell you that. There's a thing underneath that. When I look for your garbage.
Yeah.
And I open that thing, there's a great thing under there.
The alkaline.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So he said, because that's what I think also helped me. He's like, you have alkaline water, and he was telling me about all these supplements that he takes. He takes heavy doses of lysine, and he swears that the lysine helped him get rid of he had like a flat tire in his belly, and he's like, ever since I took the lysine, he's like, it's like totally flat in my body. And we ended up talking to the guy's older, probably like 55, 60, nicest fucking guy, man. And just a crazy,
that's nuts, dude.
Nuts.
That's great.
I know. I was like, dude, you got.
That's why I always get second and third opinions.
Yeah, dude, 4 weeks to live.
Well, I still can't understand that you only got 1 zone in that house. You're gonna have to get 2 zones. So your gas and electric's gonna be through the fucking roof, dude.
That's what.
Remember the problem I had in Lyndhurst?
Yeah, same thing, right? I know. And the guy said in the winter it'll be even worse.
Of course.
No, so we're working on it. We'll see what happens. But crazy, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, I know I had nothing to do with nothing, but just like out of nowhere, like we just started talking about that shit. I was like, wow, dude, you literally got a fucking death sentence and you beat it.
Yeah.
Imagine being told you got 5 weeks to fucking live.
No.
Maybe that's why the guy's so nice now. He got a second chance at life.
Exactly, yeah.
Real nice guy. So I'm happy I got to meet him, and I'm happy I have a fucking good landlord. Because my last landlord was such a bitch. I'm so happy. Yeah. Oh, my God. So anyway, before we talk about the fights, You know, this shit with the NFL right now is fucked up. What's going on with the COVID, with the coaches and shit like that?
Yeah, but you know what? We were talking about it on Tuesday, and this is the only thing I'm going to say about that. First of all, if you're mandated to interview a coach,
Yeah.
say me and you were on a team.
You have to at least interview one.
Okay, but if
one
we
minority.
But if we
candidate, right?
know who we want to hire, but we're mandated to do so, okay, then let's go. We're going to interview him because we have to interview him, but we're not going to hire him. But because we're mandated to do it, we're going to do it. That's what the whole thing. That's what they can lean on.
That's what they. Yeah, right. So you're saying that their teams are actually doing the right thing by saying you have to interview somebody, but if they're right.
No, I don't like. I think it's a ridiculous rule.
It's the affirmative
First of all,
action.
It's the Rooney Rule.
First of all, he's not even
so it's the
African-
affirmative
he's not
action
even black.
play.
He's not even from he doesn't have African descent in him. So I don't know where that comes in. Yeah, he's not an African American.
He's black. Like,
No, he's not.
I mean, he's Honduran. Like
Okay,
you're doing
that's
like
not black.
You're
But that's minority though.
there's a level of blackness there.
But there's really not.
There is.
Whatever.
This is the issue. The issue.
So
is
then you're going to tell me that Colombians and Mexicans and Puerto Ricans there's a level of black?
there's deep down, like I don't remember what happened during the slave trade and all that, but that's all a part of it.
Yeah, but you could say the same thing about the Italians.
Oh, I'm Sicilian from the
That's what I'm
the
saying.
waist down. I'm black.
You could say the same
Okay.
things about the Sicilians. Then.
The issue is that there are no minority owners. So the black coach.
No, not even one.
Not
Oh
one.
wow, I didn't know that.
No, but my point is this. My point is if you know who you want to hire and you're mandated to don't even say African American, a minority. You're mandated to interview one. If you're mandated, you're mandated. You have to do it.
That's the issue.
But that's why it's a stupid rule.
But even if
It's a horrible rule.
if
It's
you-
just like affirmative action. Like being an affirmative action hire or meeting a quota, it's demoralizing.
But in this situation,
and I think
wasn't
Brian
it that?
Flores is an awesome coach.
Wasn't it the situation that Belichick said, "Hey, listen, they already picked.
Yeah.
They already picked the guy.
Well, he's a scum.
So you're just going there just
going
there
there for
just to
nothing.
meet the rule.
Yeah.
That's how this thing came out. And then out of this now,
The
this whole
Vikings did it the day after.
and then out of this now came now all of a sudden the Browns paid Hugh Jackson to fucking tank the games.
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
That's what's going
So
on.
this
now?
whole
Well,
thing
it was
now.
both. Hugh Jackson came out the day of and said that.
So yeah, this whole thing now spurred that. All of a sudden, it's like, well, you know what? Just so you guys know,
Yeah.
they fucking paid me to tank.
Who paid?
Supposedly, the owners of the Cleveland Browns paid Hugh Jackson, the former coach, to lose games so they could get that.
all do that.
No, but no, like $100,000 a game.
But I'm sure they all do that.
But there's
Like you
that's
don't think the
ruining
Jets have
integrity
ever
of
done
game,
that
though.
before?
I'm sure they have, but now it's in the open. So now if your players or your whole staff now knows that you were literally paid to lose
Tank
games and making decisions to maybe lose games, like that really the whole ethics of the
integrity of the game.
The integrity of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get it, right?
God, all these like conspiracy theorists now are going to come out thinking every game is.
Oh, now they're gonna rip text messages from these guys' phones and see like fucking.
Well, I mean, think of it from a betting perspective. You put your money on the Browns to cover, and they're going out and they're blowing the game.
Yeah, but we're smarter than that because we always talk about it. Like when a team is doing shitty and they're looking at the first round pick, we already have it embedded in our mind. Be careful that game because they might tank to get the first round pick. That's common knowledge.
I don't think it's that. Common sense isn't that common.
Well, I'm saying to us.
Yeah, to people who are actually sharper.
Right.
Yeah.
Casual fans, no. They think, they're going to win. But I don't know, man. I think the rule is terrible. I think Brian Flores is an awesome coach.
Dude, he should be a head coach.
1,000%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think he's still in the. I saw something. I don't know if it was fake or not, but he's still in the running.
I mean, if I was him, I wouldn't take the job over there.
for the Texans.
Yeah.
Why not?
Because it could be them just flip flopping now and saying, all right, look, we got to get ourselves.
Well, they already gave it
out of smoke
to Dable.
Oh, they did already.
Yeah.
Oh, see, I
he
was all
spoke already.
racking it up today.
They said that he's still in the running for the Texans despite the lawsuit. The Vikings they did the Rooney Rule after they knew they were hiring Harbaugh.
Are they definitely getting Harbaugh?
No, Harbaugh's going back to Michigan.
Oh yeah.
He announced it yesterday.
That's what it was.
Really?
Yeah, he flew to Minnesota, and then they say that he didn't walk away with an offer when he was there, and he called Michigan. I'm back. He's like, and this ain't gonna happen again. This ain't gonna be a recurring theme. I'm here to stay as long as you want me to stay. That's it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
So he made the call yesterday. So I was like, all right. I'm
like
happy about that.
I was curious to see what he could do in Minnesota.
I think if they would have gave him an offer, he would have took it right there.
But I'm saying I think he would have been someone. That team would have been something to deal with.
You know what they said? They said that like most of the guys wanted him, but there was one guy, I forgot his name, who was on San Francisco's staff when he was there, and he was adamant. It's like, this guy's the most difficult guy to work with. Please, I'm telling you, we don't want him here. There's a reason why he left the Niners, because he's so fucking difficult to work with. Please, and supposedly this guy really made everybody change their minds. Trust me, he is a fucking headache at the way he is.
Oh wow.
You know, so
I could see that with him though.
That culture, the culture on his way out of San Francisco was
all fucked up.
Yeah.
I mean, look, he's doing great at Michigan, but they always say like they have a lot of turnover, like with their staff, and then they have a lot of kids who keep entering the transfer portal. Maybe because he is that difficult to work for. I don't know. You know, at the end of the day, he's turned the whole program around.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's fucking winning.
Yeah, he's a winner.
So I'm happy he's staying. Oh fuck it, let's go blue.
All right, we got a lot to break down.
But let's just finish. Let's just wrap this up. Why the fuck should you get told who to fucking hire and you have to go? Like,
it's the day
you own the fucking team. You're a billionaire. You fucking decide.
It's the day and age you're in. We're living in a fucked up day and age.
It's so stupid.
That's not. It's.
We're living in a fucked up day and age.
That's not it. It's so.
What do you mean so?
No,
what do you mean so?
I'm transitioning. I'm transitioning.
Well, listen, you go on websites now. You go on your license. You go on everything. They ask you what your fucking pronoun is, dude. I mean, come on.
What's a pronoun?
This is
Your
about
pronoun. Like, you're allowed to say that. Like, there's a name for it now. You're allowed to, like, if you're the teachers now. There's teachers now that are changing their name from like Mrs. Busciglio to Mix Busciglio.
Why?
Because they don't want to be known as a man or a woman. They want to be known right in the middle.
I didn't hear that.
I swear to God.
Really?
Bro. Yeah.
There's a lot of gender neutral stuff.
Wow.
Yeah. So they don't want no pronouns. You're allowed to change your pronouns. There's schools that are doing co-ed like that. It's bro, please. Stop.
This is the issue. The issue is there are 32 white owners in the NFL. About 90% of the players in the NFL are black or minority, and there are no opportunity. There was one, I know Brian Flores, but there aren't opportunities for black coaches to get head coaching jobs in the NFL. So they instituted the Rooney Rule as an affirmative action, I guess, delegation, but it's just as worse as affirmative action because
exactly.
the owners aren't like Jerry Jones, just throwing it out there. How many black coaches have been in Dallas? I would say 0, right?
Yeah.
Landry, you got Landry from the 60s to 89, Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer, and then like there aren't opportunities like David Culley's, and he got hired last year to be the Texans head coach.
Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think that the rule is the reason why Tomlin got hired, Hugh Jackson, Lovie Smith? Do you think the rule?
No, those are actually
they're good coaches. That's what I'm saying. You hired a good coach. Those are good fucking coaches.
Yeah. But like I was telling Lad, like on Tuesday we talked to, it's just a boys club, man. It's the same cycle of people getting the same jobs and doing the same thing in different places. Like Jason Garrett went to New York to be a coordinator. Marty Morningweg is still in the league.
I love that he brought him up.
I bring that shit up every time. Marty Morningweg, three and whatever. He had like a 3.316 win percentage in Detroit as a head coach, and the fact that he got jobs as a coordinator, like he should be selling insurance.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm
surprised that nobody picked up the man.
Who?
Matt Millen.
Matt Millen.
Start the fucking show.
All right, let's talk about the fights, baby. All right, so main event. I love this fucking guy. You know I love this guy. Our boy Jason, the Mass Marauder, in Madlab. We always talk about this guy. I love this fucking guy. Sean Strickland. If you heard him with Matt Serra on that fucking YouTube, dude, he is out of his mind. He don't care about racial slurs. He's calling people names.
Did you see his Cribs?
What?
Did you see he did an episode of Cribs?
No.
Yeah, like a couple days ago.
No.
So he does this episode of Cribs where he's in his apartment. And he's like, for all you guys want to know where the love making doesn't happen. And bro, there's a bed with no frame on the floor, and he's got a Jergens bottle next to the bed. He's like, because your feet get dry in Vegas. He goes, right? He's got like he's got drawers missing in his kitchen. He's got blinds all fucked up. He's got guns sitting on his counter.
Dude, he's sick. They're asking him on YouTube. They're going, so how does it feel to be like an up and coming, that looks like you're gonna be a real contender? He's like, it feels fucking good to finally make some fucking money, man. Fuck. Yeah. He goes, fuck. He's like, it's not fuck. It's fucking hard to make money. You're in the fucking.
Yeah. He goes, you guys are broke.
You guys are broke. You don't make any fucking money.
Yeah.
They're asking him the questions. They're asking him the questions.
What you said, bro. He don't care.
He's like, you guys know how it is. You guys don't make any fucking money in the media. He's going,
He's up there drinking coffee, and he's telling me, he's like, being broke is tough. You guys know you're in the media. You're all broke.
And he's crazy. You guys are fucking broke. Yeah. But one thing about this guy is that he loves to fight. And I don't just mean loves to fight like just...
Well, he said it in the thing.
He'll fight anywhere. He'll fight somebody right now outside this fucking door. Like, he'll fight anybody anywhere.
Kevin Holland.
He tried to fight Kevin Holland, right? He don't give a fuck. But I like it. I think it's good for the UFC to have like a rebel like this. And he's actually winning a lot of fights, and he's a real contender.
Well, I said that in the video on the site, the breakdown, actually, about his persona. The UFC likes characters.
What a character, bro.
Right? But here's the thing. He draws a different line. He's got that nutty way about him, how he talks about murdering somebody with his bare hands and stuff like that. But and fighters are starting to turn on him. Jack Hermansson even said in an interview that like their message him, beat this guy, this and that. So he's starting to become a little bit of a heel, but it's a different kind of a heel. It's not a Conor McGregor like annoying heel.
No, it's more like a villain.
It's more like of a guy's villain heel.
He's almost like, how like some villains you root for in the movies?
Yeah, you root for him.
He's like a villain that you root for.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys.
Like he's not dressing like he even said he goes, look at you with your Australian parted hair. Like
yeah,
right? Yeah. He goes, who gives a shit about me? He goes, everyone that drives around in BMWs and nice cars. He's like, you would sleep on my bed on the floor if it wasn't for pussy. He goes.
And even when you ask the guy, like, when a lot of these guys, after they win their fights and post-interview, to call somebody out, he never calls nobody out. He just says, listen, I just love to fight. Just fucking put somebody in front of me and I'll fight him. I don't care who it is. I don't care top 5, bottom 5. I don't care if the guy just debuting. I want to just fight. And that's why I think people like him. And he's fighting a guy who's tough. Jack the Joker Hermansson is tough. And what worries me about this fight, I know Strickland's like, what is he, minus 200 favorite right now, minus 210. I don't know what it's right. Yeah, minus 210 right now. The only thing that worries me about him is that, we saw this when Shabazian fought Hermansson, and he just couldn't get Hermansson off him on the ground. But you said Strickland's got, better grappling than Shabazian. I think Strickland wins this fight too, but I'm a little concerned about if he, Hermansson's pretty good fucking grappler, man. He's got good wrestling.
Yeah, he's really good. And, Hermansson actually fought Chimaev in a freestyle wrestling match. Freestyle wrestling, super fight. Freestyle.
When was this?
This was like a month ago, I think, or a couple weeks ago. And Chimaev beat him. But everyone's like, you see how his different level of grappling. Guys, you got to get that out of your head. It's not Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That was not his wheelhouse. His wheelhouse is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. It's not freestyle wrestling, so of course, but what I looked at when I watched the film and when I was watching that fight, I said, I'm going to erase this whole thing because it's not in Hermansson's wheelhouse. I'm going to watch his entries. I want to see, because you could be the best Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu practitioner around. If you can't get it to the ground with some kind of wrestling,
don't matter.
His entries were so good, dude. He got Chimaev down a couple times. But even when he didn't, his entries were so clean, the transition from the body lock down to the double leg to the single leg. Like, he had really, really clean entries. He's a really good grappler. Like,
I remember the Shabazian fight, man. He put a clinic on him, and he was...
Yeah, but Shabazian can't grapple.
I know, but he just, like you said, like, just great entries.
Yeah, he's got very good entries, but more importantly, like, people don't understand, he's got power, too. The guy could strike.
Yep.
There's just something about Sean Strickland. He's on a 5-fight winning streak, or a 4 or 5-fight winning streak. Their numbers are very even. 6-1, 6-1, both orthodox fighters. Hermansson's got a 1-inch reach advantage. Strickland obviously throws more volume in the strikes because that's what he likes. But this is what I like about Strickland that I don't like of Hermansson. Is why I think Strickland wins the fight. It's just his movement. And what he does with his movement is he's fine fighting backwards. The problem with him is when he moves forward, his hands are so low. If you notice when Strickland fights, he keeps his hands down. And I always bring up the Jack Marshman thing, but when he's talking to Marshman and stuff like that, he knows that this guy's not shooting on him.
Yep.
Marshman.
Right.
He's going to stay and just strike. So he could sit there and he could do that. You can't do that with someone like Hermansson, just walking with your hands down and talk shit and throw a jab. But when he starts to defend himself, which is odd, is when he's on his bike going backwards. When he's on his bike going backwards, that's when you'll see him start going like this, leaning back, and he gives himself a little bit more range because he actually leans back and covers up. He just doesn't cover up. He leans back and covers up. And that's when actually he fights his best because he fights very well going forward, but he also fights very well defensively. He fights good offensively going forward, but defensively and offensively at the same time, he fights very well. And I just think his movement, Hermansson's a little just choppy in his movement. And I think even though it's a smaller cage, he's got an 80% takedown defense. Strickland is good enough to be wiry enough to get off his back, to find his back to the cage. He's smart enough. He's got good takedown defense. And I think he's serviceable enough to get to his feet and keep it standing. And that's the way I see this fight going. I could see him just pinging, Hermansson a little bit at range, peppering him up. I think Hermansson's going to be the one wearing it more than Strickland. Can there be a finish in this? This is 5 rounds. Yeah, but Strickland is becoming more of a strategic, he'll get you in the center of the cage. He'll point and he'll want to bring you in, but he's not looking to throw heavy leather. He's just looking to score.
Yep.
So I'm going to go Sean Strickland here. I'm going to go Sean Strickland. I can see him finishing the fight, but I'm going to go by decision. But he can't get sloppy. He can't be talking trash to Hermansson because Hermansson very easily takes him down early in a round and controls him there. He's got a very good top game. He's got very good ground and pound. That momentum of Sean Strickland can just go out the window. But this is a big fight for him, and I think that the UFC sees a character in him. And I think if he wins this fight, they can't deny him.
What worries me a little bit about him? Kind of like Kevin Holland, too. Where,
they talk themselves out of the fight.
And they don't care that much about winning or losing.
No, he does. I think he does. I think he's a different fighter. He's not the type of guy. He's got there's too much pride involved for him, I think.
I love the guy.
I don't think he's like Kevin Holland. If he was on his back and stuck there, he's not going to be doing what Kevin Holland does, looking at Daniel Cormier and talking to him. No, he's going to try to get up.
Yeah, he better.
Yeah, he's going to try to get up.
Let's do it, Sean.
So I'll go Sean Strickland by a decision there.
All right, cool. Let's pull off the co-main event, which is a little odd for this to be the co-main event.
I have no idea why this is the co-main event.
Oriano Maximov. I'm just surprised. I guess when you look at the rest of the card, who else would you put at the card? They're all good.
The Trisano fights.
Fight, maybe.
That would do is a good fight to put on. There's a lot of good. Listen, it doesn't have to be the prelims to be on. I'm saying any fight there's a lot of fights on the main card.
Yeah,
that could be co-main event.
I guess the rest of all these fights are kind of like all good matchups.
Yeah, but
nothing really sticks out, but they're all good.
But none of these guys are making series contention waves right now.
No.
You know what I mean? So it's it doesn't make sense. It's Maximov's second fight in the UFC. Why is he co-headlining?
Yeah.
Third fight, I'm sorry. With this fight, this is funny, this fight, because you'll see a lot of people talking about striker versus grappler, and it can't be farther from the truth. Really, it can't be. Because you got a guy in Soriano who a lot of people don't know. He's a state champ wrestler, and he also had a state championship in judo.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so the guy's got a very good, solid wrestling pedigree. He's got a very good judo recipe. And when you put those two recipes together, you have a good fundamental wrestling base that'll keep you up if you want to stay up. But if you want to take the fight to the ground, you got judo and wrestling in your back pocket to take it there. So, that. The thing with him is he fell in love with his striking, like a lot of people do. And like I explained in the breakdowns, and Quan, you could relate to this, when you played baseball, if you played baseball and you hit a ball, if that ball's going out of the park when you get it on the meat of the bat and it doesn't even feel like you hit it. You know what I mean?
I got a hold of one. That was the only
But you know what I'm saying? You know that feeling?
Yep.
And then if you don't hit it if you hit it too high in the head, your fucking hands vibrate or something. It's the same thing with a punch. I don't know if you guys ever boxed but when you hit somebody with that perfect punch, it's almost like you're punching through paper. It doesn't feel like anything. Your wrist doesn't hurt. It was just you generated the perfect power. He fell in love with that that power that he has, and that's power that a lot of people don't have, and he knows that in the division.
He's got good power.
And he's got really good power. Really good power. So that's what people are looking at him as. They're looking at him as Soriano as this power striker, and no, he's got wrestling and he's got fucking judo.
He just hasn't had to show it.
He doesn't choose to as a primary source.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So then he's fighting Maximov, who's under the Diaz Army umbrella. Good grappler, super creative. Both of these guys, southpaw fighters. Maximov's going to have a reach advantage, but on the feet, I don't think he's even want to tangle there. So I think the reach advantage completely null and voids itself. And Maximov is going to strike to enter. He's not going to strike to strike. He's going to strike to enter. He's not going to want to stand the trade with Soriano. And I think he's going to find out very quickly it's not that easy to take this kid down. It's not going to be that easy. And I think Soriano has a really good chance of fucking sparking him here. And I know Maximov is 7-0. These are the type of fights that you lose your first fight. Tough matchup.
Everybody's always got to go. Everybody's
always got to go.
Very rare in MMA. Once you go to the UFC, do you keep that O? I mean, the only guy that's kept his O is fucking Khabib.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think Usman's lost he has a loss.
Doesn't matter.
But but he has a loss.
Still has a loss.
Yeah, he still has a loss. Not in the UFC.
Against Caceres' brother.
That's who he lost to?
Yeah. So if he still got a loss, so Maximov is good. I see a lot of people high on him. He's got a very good grappling, but this is a spot I see like a trap spot. Like I see Soriano fucking humbling him here and catching him with something early.
Well, Vegas agrees. He's minus 190, right? 8,600. 7,600.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I could see it being a little closer. You know what I mean? But I do still think there's value on Soriano at that price, especially if he clips him in the first round. If he catches him in the first round, he's gonna cover that value. But it all depends. Is he gonna play safe? Does he really trust his wrestling that much? You know what I mean? I personally, you're a state champ wrestler. You got state champ judo behind you. You got a wrestling pedigree behind you. But it really depends on his game plan, So I think he wins. I think he finds the chin at some point. I just don't know where. So if you're looking at that kind of upside, then yeah, he's worth a shot on the 9K.
I'm looking forward to that fight. Now we have a late replacement here. Brendan Allen steps in, fighting smiling Sam Alvey. The guy just won't fucking go away on a 6-fight losing streak.
No, he lost 4 straight and 1 draw.
4 straight and 1 draw. Oh, I remember the draw, yeah. But you got to say, the guy always comes to fight.
Yeah.
I mean, right. He doesn't go down. He's not a later.
He hasn't won a fight in 8 fights.
Who was the last fight?
The last fight was Wellington Turman.
It was one fight where we thought he won and he got robbed. I think you actually picked him that fight.
Was it Julian Marquez? No, Julian Marquez subbed him. I think it was it Ryan? Oh, because he had 2 split decisions. It was the Ryan Spann fight.
Yeah,
I thought he won.
Yeah, the Ryan Spann fight. Yep.
And I picked him against Ryan Spann.
Yeah.
The one of the last fights that he won, which is crazy because it stems. He beat Gianvellante, but the fight before that he knocked out Marcin Prashniau. And everybody, I'll never forget. And I was at my mother's house. She was making me meatballs, sausage, and brajol. And I was watching the fight at the counter, and he was like 6,800.
Punt.
Alvey. And I told everybody, go in on him. He's going to win this fight. And he ended up knocking him out, bro. That was a night like we had when we hit for 18,000, 12,000.
Everything just fell.
Everything just fucking fell. And I was like, oh my God, he's fought this many times since then. And he's lost. And so.
This is his last hurrah.
See, I don't know. Listen, after 7 fights, I was thinking the same thing, but he's like a nice guy.
Smiling Sam Alvey.
Like the UFC likes
the
him.
nicest.
He fights whenever whenever they ask him to fight. This has got to be the last fight though. Like if he loses this, that's basically an 8-fight skid minus the draw. I mean, how much longer are you gonna fucking hold on?
Let me ask you a question though. Brendan Allen's minus 410, monster favorite here. He's stepping in on 4 days' notice. And the last time we saw Brendan Allen, man, he was really fucking disappointing.
Yeah, he was.
Right? He was not the Brendan Allen that we've seen to fight before, who we were pretty high on. And maybe he wasn't prepared for the last fight. I don't know. Who did he lose to the last fight? I forgot who it was.
He lost to Chris Curtis.
Yeah, that's right. He lost to Curtis. That's right. And we were, it was just, Curtis ends up being on a 2-fight winning streak now. But, coming in on short notice, 4 days notice. I know Sam Alvey's nothing to, cry about, but I mean, minus 410 on 4 days notice.
Well, here's why.
I know these guys are always training though.
Yeah, but here's why I'm not concerned about it, because the volume that Sam Alvey puts out is close to nothing.
Yeah.
If he was fighting a guy that was really going to test his gas tank and push a lot of pressure, I'd be concerned. But Sam Alvey is not one that's going to move forward. He's going to throw, pop shots. Brendan Allen's going to control the pace of the fight as much as he wants to. If he wants to speed it up, he can speed it up. If he wants to slow it down, there's no much more slower of a slog than Sam Alvey. I mean, really. I mean, listen to his numbers. I mean, against Wellington Turman, 68 strikes, 29, 59, 57, 28, 3, 34, 53, 10, 29, 40, like 27, 36, 24. Like, he doesn't throw volume. He is all about one thing. He comes from old school Quest, and he's all about one thing. He waits, and he wants to fucking walk you on to a step back check hook.
That's it.
That's all he wants to do. He's got good defensive wrestling because he comes from the guys from Quest, that old school, grinding style. He doesn't use it, but that's all he's looking for. He's just looking to fucking call you in. He waits. He'll take punishment. He'll wait. He'll lean against the cage. And once he sees you step in and bait you in, he's just looking for that cross check. And if you can avoid that, you're going to beat Sam Alvey. If you get stupid like Prochniak did and some of the other guys did, you're going to get caught, and he's got enough of power to fucking put your lights out, because power's the last thing to go. Always. Your speed goes first, your conditioning, but power, that's why the heavyweights are still around. They last because the power is the last thing to go. And he still has power. So, if he doesn't mind, if Brendan Allen, I personally think Brendan Allen lost that fucking fight because he took Chris Curtis way too light. Because he was beating Chris Curtis in that fight.
I knocked the fuck out.
Right, but I'm saying that's why. I think he took him way too light. I think he comes in here like on a mission.
If I remember, he was even showboating a little bit in that fight.
That's why I think.
I remember.
He took him light.
Yep.
But now I think he comes in and you go back, you watch the film, you reassess, and you say, listen, like, now I've learned you can't take nobody in the UFC light.
Little reprieve here.
Yeah, so I think he wins this fight. I think he actually has an opportunity to win this one inside the distance too.
What is he on DraftKings? Is he 9K plus?
Put that up, Quan. Yeah, he's
9,300.
300, yeah. So but I will tell you this, from a betting perspective, I would stay away from it. It's pointless to bet at minus 410. From a DraftKings perspective, you got to be very, very careful, because Sam Alvey's a guy that he makes you flood him with caution because he's got the ability with the good counter. So you got to be careful with that price. As far as Sam Alvey, no matter who he fights, no matter where he fights, no matter how he fights, you can never just fade him.
Yep.
Because there's always that one fight where he's going to step back, check hook you, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? He won the fight.
Yep.
So the Allen price, I think he's got upside for a finish. I don't know if he's going to storm the gates. That you got to remember, he just got knocked out too. You got to wonder if he's going to, creep with caution. But you got to be careful there. But he's definitely playable at 9,300 because there is upside for a finish. I'm going to call. I don't know if he could submit Alvey, but I'll call Allen by knockout.
Second round knockout.
Yeah.
Carlston Harris, Rachmanov.
This is a good fight. This is a really good fight.
Minus 235 is a little too much juice on there.
I think there's way too much juice on this fight.
That's what I think too.
Way too much juice. This fight. We actually took Carlston Harris. He was a dog in the last fight.
Yep.
And he won.
Yep.
Both of these guys, when you look at a guy like Rachmanov, he's like the new shiny toy, right? 14-0. Big dude, 6'1", 170. That's big for that division.
Yep.
Uzbekistan. He's got a perfect balance of knockouts and submissions, 7-7 in that way. But if you look at the two guys he's beaten in the UFC, he beat Michel Pajadas, who at one time he was a fucking bull in the china shop. He didn't fight for over 2 years. Comes in older, rusty. I mean, half his size. Rachmanov does a job on him. Then he fights Cowboy Oliveira. Good fight. Guy's always fucking tough. But at the end of the day, you could submit this guy, and he's very beatable, Cowboy. He's very, very, very fucking beatable. He's tough, but very beatable.
Alex Oliveira.
Yeah, Cowboy.
Cowboy.
So, very, very fucking beatable. So at the end of the day, have we really seen him fight a real legit opponent? Like, that's really going to push that envelope? No. Like, we really haven't. We haven't, really seen it. Have we seen it really with Carlson Harris either? No. I mean, but he's fought, Kasanganai, not too high on him. Aguilera, not too high on him. So both of these guys got a small sample size. But when you look at their overall body of work, Rachmanov is going to be, this is a guy who is used to bullying people around. You got a guy in Carlson Harris who's 6 foot 170. So they're very equivalent in size. The grappling to me, I don't know if they X each other out, but the thing with Carlson Harris is he comes in and he throws with reckless abandon. He will just throw punches, and that's dangerous against someone like Rachmanov because he will clip you. He's got the power to knock you out.
He has double the output.
And he's who?
Carlson Harris.
But because he's so reckless.
Because he's reckless.
Because he's reckless. He don't care. He moves forward. He throws.
Hangs his chin out there.
Where Rachmanov is much more, I don't want to say remedial. What is
precise.
More technical. He's more technical.
So
the power edge, the clean boxing edge, the clean striking edge you give to Rachmanov. But here's the thing, like, it's hard to train for someone like Harris. Even though he's not, your prototypical Tony Ferguson and stuff, he still has when anyone who fights with that kind of a reckless push, it means you don't know what the fuck they're going to throw. There's no punches that are tied together in any kind of basic fundamental way. He's coming at you, he's throwing, these punches, and he's trying to get in on your hips. That's basically what he's trying to do. So it's hard to train. Where someone like Rachmanov, you could train for a guy like that. Maybe you can equate in his strength, then you go up a division when you're sparring, and you get a guy a little bit heavier. So I see this fight a really, really good fight, but I don't know where they're getting that fucking Vegas line from, dude.
We got a live dog here.
Yeah, so I'm going with Carlson Harris in this fight.
All right. Somebody's O's got to go.
Yeah, because I said, I see this fight as a really, really good. As long as his gas tank, you got to remember too, Carlson Harris is a guy who should have been in the UFC earlier. I think he's 34 years old. He likes that they brought him up late, but I think he could have came in. He was ready. He was game ready a lot sooner than they brought him in. So, like I said, this is a really close fight.
Good fight.
But I mean, this is a super, super, super live dog here.
Love it.
So I'll go Carlson Harris here.
All right, now we have the next fight. 2 more fights left on the main card. I'm going to be honest with you. I haven't seen either of these guys fight. Brian Battle and Tressie and Gore.
I don't even know why these guys are on the main card.
I'm surprised.
I got to be honest with you. Yeah. Brian Battle, you remember Brian Battle. But
why isn't Miles John on the main card? Why?
It doesn't make sense. I mean, Brian Battle's the one who fought, what's his name? Gilbert Urbina. Remember in the Contender Series?
Yep.
He was getting fucking waxed by him.
Yep, I do.
And then he ended up submitting.
Oh, yeah. Here he is right here.
Yeah. So.
This guy's debuting, though, Gore, right?
Yeah. So he, better athlete, faster, sharper, got a pipe in left hand. But he's only got 4 fights, dude.
Yep.
Actually, I think this is wrong. I think he's got 3 fights. So, when you look at this fight, he's got, on paper, if you're looking at it, he's 75-inch reach. He's got 2-inch reach disadvantage, but he's a switch fighter. The athleticism by far is going in Gore's favor. By far. The problem with Brian Battle is this is a kid who knows he's not the greatest athlete, but he pushes on you like a wet blanket, and he just keeps coming forward, and he waits for his opportunity. You know what I mean? He's very opportunistic. He creates opportunity by his sluggish approach, where Trisano and Gore is coming in with sharper hands and stuff. So if Brian Battle can't find his way in, Brian Battle can't put his paws on him and kind of make this a dirty fight, he's going to be in trouble. If this thing stays in space, he'll probably be in trouble. But why he's the underdog in this spot, I don't get this either. Like, he's more proven guy under the umbrella. Trisano Gore is, like I said, he's only got 3 fights.
Where was he fighting in the region?
Who has he fought?
Where was he fighting?
They're the regional circuits. Like, who fucking cares? Unless you're fighting in, like, Ring of Combat or LFA or RFA or, who really cares? Here, Trisano Gore. Mr. Vicious. And Brian Pooh Bear. AFC, NFC.
In the NFL.
Yeah, exactly. So like who fucking cares, dude? Really? Like he fought Prince Ellerby, which is Mayweather's manager.
Leonard Ellerby.
Ellerby.
He's such a dick.
Split decision. He had a TKO due to a doctor stoppage, and then he had a submission by rear naked choke, and that's his entire fucking resume.
Yeah.
So the way I'm looking at this is Vegas is seeing this as this guy's the much better athlete. Brian Battle was getting the shit kicked out of him by Gilbert Urbina, in that fight. He was clearly losing that fight. But the thing with Gilbert Urbina is people forget this guy's come from a fighting family. His entire fucking family fights. He's not, I would ever consider Gilbert Urbina like a mainstay in the UFC if he functioned up. But he's a guy like right in the middle. He's better. He'll whitewash the regional scene, and he's somewhere right in the middle. So he's tough. He's actually, you see Gilbert Urbina on some of the things, you're thinking, okay, well, that's a good fight. So there's just more, there's more in the tank with this kid. He's got more amateur fights. He's got more fights. He's, I don't know. I just don't understand where they see this guy being an underdog. I think it's a really close fight just for the mere fact that they're both so fucking raw, and it's really athleticism versus patience and calm. But I'm going to go Brian Battle. I think he weathers the early storm. And he does similarly, like what I think I could see this panning out like it does with Gilbert Urbina. Brian Battle clips him, hurts him, cuts him, maybe takes him down, and going into the second round, you're like, this fucking fight's over. And then Brian Battle works his way back in and gets something that he wants.
All right. Last fight on the main card, Julian Rosa, Steven Peterson. I remember when Rosa burst onto the scene he was a big dog against Sean Woodson, that skinny leg prick.
Yeah.
And he snatched him up in the third round, right, in the guillotine. And since then, he's put together, a good string, right? He only has one loss, I think, out of his last 5, if I'm mistaken there.
Who?
Rosa.
He's got two out of his last 5.
2 out of his last 5. So, Steven Peterson. So, Rosa's minus 235. He's the first fight on the main card. What do you like?
I mean, I like Rosa. I don't like the price. Steven Peterson to me is a guy who he reminds me of a cross between what's that dude's name that used to be in the UFC, the hillbilly kid? Jason Knight. Remember Jason Knight?
No.
He was the grappler. He real slick grappler on his back. He did bare knuckle after that.
No, I don't remember him.
He reminds me of a cross between Jason Knight and a D-level Justin Gaethje mixed into one. That's what he is. He doesn't do anything particularly well, but he's not afraid to come into the pocket. He's not afraid to throw hands. He's not afraid to grapple, which he's just not afraid. But there's consequences that come along with that. Julian Rosa, he's fought the far better competition. The problem with him is he's fucking chinny. He's chinny, but does Peterson have the power really to knock him out? That's the only thing. Rosa to me is better everywhere. I think he's the better striker. I think he's the better grappler. I think this is his fight to win, but it's the fucking chin. It's the fucking chin of Rosa that you got. He's very Jekyll and Hyde. He either shows up to fight or he doesn't show up at all.
Proceed with caution
with him. Absolutely. He's going to come in though with a 74-inch reach advantage and a southpaw. So he's going to be able. He's got all the physical attributes in this fight against Peterson. Peterson's going to be chasing him down and, with the smaller cage, but he utilizes that good jab, his footwork, his athleticism. He should be able to run away with this fight. But like I said, it's that fucking chin. It's that fucking chin. That chin of him scares me, and it always will scare me. So I'm going to go a Rosa here. But like I said, I don't like that price tag. Definitely proceed with caution.
All right, cool. Well, there you have it. There's a bunch of fights on the prelims. Some good fights. Trisano's fighting Miles John, Alexis Davis, Phil Rowe, Jason Witt, Danilo Marquez, the grappling elite grappler. So it's gonna be a fun night of cards. And night of cards. I can't even think straight because of my fucking stomach.
Listen. Right now, like as we're talking. His ass is having a fucking discussion.
Fight.
A discussion right now.
No, I don't have to go right now. It's just like.
Does it gurgle? Does it come up and go down?
It was before. But I took care of that. God damn it. All right.
We got Showdown?
We do got Showdown.
Hey, question for you.
Yeah.
Not this weekend. For the Adesanya Whitaker fight, Why don't we do fucking little companion?
Want to do a companion for that?
I thought we stopped calling that.
Oh yeah, not companion. What do we call it?
Wait, let's talk before we bring her on. Can we talk about something? Because we just made fun of a name. Can we talk about the Washington Commanders?
Oh my goodness,
I think it's a good name.
It's horrible.
You would think it's a good name.
It's horrible.
Do you think so?
It took 2 years to come up with
I
that
would rather
fucking name,
them say
dude.
football team.
I thought it was a good name.
The Washington fucking Commanders.
In my mind, I'm thinking Washington, the White House, the Capitol, the Commanders. Like I thought, the General. Like I thought it like worked out.
No,
I did.
Like Cobra Command, like nah.
Come
Yeah.
on, bro. No way.
Really?
No.
I thought it worked out good.
No way.
There
It
were
took
a
them
lot of,
2
like-
years to come up with that name. The fucking Commanders.
I thought it was a good name.
They're gonna be made fun of. They're gonna be calling them the Commandos. Like
Commies. I saw some Washington commies.
yeah, but it's terrible, bro.
What would you have named them?
Red Tails was a good one.
Huh?
They were like talking to Washington Red Tails. That was a good one.
Red Tails.
Yeah, like the flight.
I'd fucking call Washington Blue Balls.
Washington Blue Balls. That team ain't going nowhere as long as Dan
So yeah,
Snyder's
we're gonna
the
do
owner.
we're gonna do that. We're gonna do a fight companion for the Adesanya fight as long as we'll confirm it on Tuesday.
All right.
Watch party, baby.
All right.
All right, let's do it.
And we'll get drunk and we'll do some drugs.
Oh, you remember what happened last time when you were doing those shots?
What? Now I'm gonna get drunk this
You
time.
can't. Can you?
Why can't I?
Can you smell it?
I had a drink. When did I have a drink? Was that when I had a drink?
No.
I had a vodka drink.
Did you?
Yeah.
How'd it taste?
Where did I have it?
Like
when
flesh?
when I went to Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Bro, it was so fucking. I don't know if they made it strong or it was just because of my taste buds, but it tasted like I was drinking straight fucking vodka. Because I don't drink. We'll do a little gummy action.
Bring the jack.
All right, let's go. Let's bring Christine in.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Hello.
Christine,
Hi. What's going on?
what's up? Look at the shirt. Showdown.
Showdown.
Did you get that made?
My sister made it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
How come I didn't get one?
You're not Showdown.
I'll wear it though.
Repping the brand.
What's going on? Everything good?
Nothing much. Yeah. I feel I like this card a lot.
We were just saying that it doesn't have a lot of name value on it. I don't agree with some of the fights that are on the main card. I don't agree with the co-main event being the co-main event. But
Battle was actually one of in my dog pool, so that's comforting.
battle, yeah, I don't get that. Do you get that?
Not really.
I don't get it. Like I don't get where the confidence is coming from so much with Gore. I don't get it.
No, Gore has a weak chin.
It's not even that. It's like there's such a small body of work. I mean, at least make the fight a fucking pick'em. You know, yeah. Little wine.
That little wine.
of love. What are you drinking?
Malbec.
Yeah.
We got to get her on the fight.
Yo, we're gonna. So listen, we're gonna.
Oh, no one wants to see that. It's
No, listen, we're
it
gonna
can
do a
be
fight. We're
tilty.
doing a fight companion for the
Stop
Adesanya.
calling it that.
Yeah, that sounds weird. What is
All
that
right,
about?
a fucking fight party.
You were the one who complained about it.
Okay, well, we don't have a name for it yet. So
A-
okay,
a
we're
watch
gonna
party.
we're gonna do a blankety blank.
We're in watch party.
All right, we're gonna watch. That sounds worse. It sounds like
That's
we're
way
going to
better
buy
than
dress
fight
watches
companion.
somewhere.
I mean, that's kind of what it's called anyway.
a watch party.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
It's very trendy. It's like, people on Twitch and stuff like that.
Yeah, we got to think of something better. I'm not gonna watch party. But anyway,
Yeah.
we're gonna do a watch party. So we're gonna sneak attack you, and we're gonna call you and bring you on at a certain time on the watch party. You're gonna hang out with us and
Sneak
drink.
attack. No, I need.
Actually, you know what? During the entire fight of her dog pick will call her up for the entire fight.
She got to
Wow.
commentate it.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. All right, so you got your dog of the week?
Yes, I do.
Let's hear it.
All right. Let me pull this up. All right. So, my dog pick of the week is Mike Trisano. What do you think of that?
What do I think of that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna let you say your thing.
Oh, great.
No, I just, this is your spot. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. I'm just listening. I'm a student right now.
Oh boy. Mike Trisano is a plus 142 underdog facing off against Hakeem Dawodu, who currently sits at minus 162. Dawodu is out of Canada. He's 30 years old, 5'8", with a 72-inch reach. He's fighting out of Champions Creed Martial Arts. Trisano is out of New Jersey. So I thought maybe you'd like him a little bit more, Mike.
Turn me on.
No, nothing? Okay.
No. I'm here. He had my microphone turned off because I'm a heavy breather sometimes. But
oh no.
No, I am. I listen. He's a TSK guy. He's from my home. They're from my hometown. I know a lot of those guys. I see him. Well, when I was home, I would see them like on a daily basis sometimes, just because my friend does their food prep. So I'm listening. If you want me to chime in, I'll chime in. But
so Trisano's out of New Jersey. He's 30 years old, 5'11", with a 71-inch reach. So Dawodu has a 1-inch reach advantage, and Trisano has a 3-inch height advantage. Dawodu is 2-1 in his last 3, with a decision loss to Movsar Evloev, a split decision win against Zubaira Tukhugov, and a split decision win against Julio Arce. Trisano is also 2-1 in his last 3, with a decision win against Ludovic Klein, a submission loss against Grant Dawson, and a split decision win against Luis Pena. Both of these guys have very similar fighting styles and share pretty similar stats as well. Dawodu is throwing at 3.22 significant strikes per minute, and Trisano is throwing at a 3.22 significant strikes per minute. Dawodu's landing on 46% of his significant strike attacks, while Trisano's connecting on about 53%, so he's got a little edge there. Dawodu has a 62% striking defense, and Trisano's a little less than that at 58%. On the mat, both of these fighters don't really utilize their grappling. Dawodu is averaging less than a takedown, like 0.1 takedowns per 15 minutes, and Trisano is a tiny bit more at 2.29 takedowns per 15 minutes. So they really don't utilize their grappling at all. And now this is a very small sample size, and most of their fights have taken place primarily on the feet. Having said that, Trisano is, in his minimal takedowns attempted, has landed 50%, and Dawodu has virtually no takedowns. Trisano also has a better takedown defense at about a 71%, and Dawodu is a little less than that, around 65%. So their stats are very, very similar, and they're very similar in their fighting styles. We've seen in his fight against Evloev that Evloev was actually able to take Dawodu down quite often, and he landed 193 significant strikes as opposed to Dawodu's 60. So Dawodu does not really throw with a lot of volume, but he's very powerful. He's a great striker. He's durable. His output is low, but his shots are powerful. He went toe-to-toe against Tukhugov, who is definitely a higher caliber than Trisano. What I noticed about Dawodu in his striking is that he seems to throw the same combinations. He doesn't take the lead in his fights, which does not serve him well against someone like Trisano, who loves to lead, put the pressure on, and push forward. And he hunts his opponents down in the ring. Another issue I see in his striking is his counter striking. He is hesitant and doesn't counter quickly, but he's also very light on his feet and he's quick on his feet. So he might be successful in eluding Trisano and defending Trisano's strikes. Trisano is also predominantly a striker. He likes to keep moving and throwing as he circles his opponent around the ring, with the exception of his last fight, which I will note he was taken down by Klein, but he also showed that he had really good scrambling ability and was able to get up quickly. He was able to get the decision win in that fight by his volume and damage output, as Trisano landed 91 of his 143 strikes, and Klein had only landed around 50. So how does this fight play out? I think this is going to be a very close fight. Both of these fighters share the same strengths. It's definitely going to take place predominantly on the feet, and we will see Dawodu throw his signature combo, the left leg kick with the jab to follow. Trisano will push the pace, keep the pressure on Duato, keep charging forward and peppering him with strikes. If he's smart here, he's going to try to exploit Duato's underutilized grappling and land at least one takedown to leave a bookmark in the judges' minds. I'm also pretty certain this is going to go to a decision, since both fighters' majority wins and losses have been by split decision or unanimous decision. In the end, I think Trisano cinches the victory by judge's decision with his higher output of volume and damage.
Okay. I like everything he said. I think he's a super.
Great.
I think he's a very live dog. I think he's going to be live for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are looking at Trisano. Yeah! Every time you take a sip, I'm going to do that. Right?
Well, do you remember a long time ago when you were like, don't go all in on people? And Trisano was one of the ones that did really well.
Yeah. Should I say who? Should I say who I'm picking, or should I hold it for the article?
Oh, boy.
Go ahead.
All right, so third week in a row, I'm going against you again.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You owe me 2 bets, by the way. So we can go triple or nothing now, or we can hold where it is, and I send you your stuff, and you got to wear it for 2 weeks.
I'll go triple.
You want to go triple or nothing on this one?
Wow.
Oh, come on. I heard that.
I mean, we're talking.
I love it.
We're talking. Now the stakes got to change here.
There has to be some dancing.
I mean, there's gonna be what?
Oh, if I win, tickets to see Yuri.
No, you get nothing. It's triple or nothing.
Fine.
So you're erasing all the other bets with your win. I win 3 bets, so I got to culminate it into 1 bet. So that'll be that you have to.
We should send her the Pikachu costume.
Yeah, we're gonna send you. I'm gonna send you like a Halloween costume. I'm gonna send you a Halloween costume that you got to wear, like a children's costume.
Fine.
Okay.
Children's.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll pick it out though. We'll do maybe Rainbow Bright or something.
My Little Pony.
Anything but Pikachu.
My Little Pony
Pikachu
or something.
Like,
Care
that's
Bears.
your thing.
All right, so I think. Listen, I like Trisano. Like I said, I'm a big TSK guy. All the guys over there are very high pedigree strikers. Julio Arce, all those guys. And the one guy that I'm the highest on over there, who I like, is obviously Julio Arce. I think he's the most well-rounded guy there. He's got good BJJ.
Yeah, and actually, fun fact, Duato lost to Arce.
What's that?
Didn't Duato lose to Arce at one point?
No, Duato beat Arce.
Duato beat Arce. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
Duato beat Arce.
Okay,
so
but maybe Arce can use his experience with him.
Well, it was a split decision.
Trisano.
It wasn't like a walkover. It was a split decision. But the thing with the TSK guys is you're never going to walk into a fight with those guys. Jimmy Rivera, Julio Arce, Shane Burgos. They're top of the heap, like when it comes to striking. Pound for pound, that camp has really good, top level strikers. Lyman good.
Agree.
Where they're deficient is their grappling, but they don't got to worry about that with Duato, right? I mean, Duato's not going to go for takedowns.
I'm actually
He's not gonna
hoping
grapple.
maybe Trisano has some tricks up his sleeve, and he's been practicing that and exploit Duato's lack of grappling abilities.
The only thing I'm concerned with, and this is why I'm going with Duato, I just think Duato's striking sharper and faster. And I think that's where Trisano's going to be tried. Trisano's a very good striker, but he's not a very athletic mover. Where Duato knows how to move laterally a lot better. He knows how to get out of the pocket,
has really good feet work.
He's got very good angle manipulations and stuff like that. Like and when he's changing, when he's moving laterally, he still possesses that power. You know what I mean? So where Trisano is a very good striker, but he's more, let me just move forward. He doesn't really know how to use his angles. He doesn't know how to, it's not not that he doesn't know how to do it. It's just not his style. You know what I mean? So
his style is to pressure them into weakening themselves.
Well, pressuring them back, pressuring them towards the cage, and I don't know if Duato's going to allow him to do that. And when you're in a smaller cage, has to be constant movement. When there's 2 guys in there that obviously just want to throw. You got one guy that's going to push him forward, and you got another guy who's going to kind of try to skirt away, move laterally, and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a super, super good fight. I could see this fight, honestly, being a split decision.
Yeah.
And I just think maybe the athletic ability of Duatu, the sharpness, the little bit more speed, the snappiness of his fight they're gonna give him the lean. That's my personal.
I'm with you, Showdown. Let's go.
So
thanks, Anthony.
So I don't know. I'll triple or nothing. Triple or nothing. Maybe I'll make you eat some buffalo wings or something with the mask on.
You can't make a woman.
But
eat
I'm pescatarian.
on
You
TV.
know this.
the rule.
That's just cruel.
Oh, that's right. She's pescatarian.
Yeah, you can't make a woman eat.
Well, what are you gonna do if we call you up on the live show? You're not gonna eat or drink a beer with us or nothing?
Drink wine.
Oh, definitely.
she didn't even have it in her hand. She just goes like this. Did you see that? All right,
Muscle memory.
Once again, very, very good pick. One of the more live dogs on the
The
card.
Showdown shirt she got on.
Thank
You're like
you.
an hour late, dude.
I just realized now. I love it.
That's because
I want a Showdown shirt.
He's got to take a shit so bad
Stop
right now.
it. You're embarrassing me in front of the
He
lady.
hasn't concentrated for a minute.
TMI.
I'm having a rough time over here. I'm leaving. Fuck you.
All
My
right,
kids
so-
are running around the spectrum waiting
Yeah.
for me.
All right, so we got in a couple weeks too. We got an announcement to make, which we'll make.
Yep.
But we'll talk about that in a couple weeks. Anyway, Christine, I will call you later. Great information. Great
Good job,
pick.
Showdown.
And
Thank you.
I'll
Appreciate
talk to you
it.
later. Good luck, everybody. Anthony's got
Thanks,
to go
guys.
take
Have
a
a good
shit
night.
now. All right.
Bye. Dad, when are you done, Dad?